If you could, please introduce yourselves to the community so they know who you are as well.
I'm Raina Harris. I'm the Township Clerk, and this is Brooke Nieves, my Deputy Township Clerk. If we move the mic, it'll pop out.
So we're ready. Are we ready?
We are ready.
Perfect. So are we ready? Everyone ready for our meeting? Definitely, I'm excited, but thank God you're here. So hopefully we'll have a wonderful, productive meeting this evening. And at this time, I call this meeting to order. Please stand for the flag.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, it's passed, and please call for the statement of the public.
This meeting was called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this meeting was sent via email to the Union County Local Source and the Star Ledger on January 20th, 2026. In addition, copies of the notice were posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and on the township's website. A copy of this notice is available to the public and is on file in the office of the clerk. Notices on the bulletin board have remained continuously posted. Proper notice having been given, the township clerk shall include this statement in the minutes of this meeting.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Can you please call the roll?
Bonanno is excused. Cook. De Silva.
Present.
Joyner is excused. Lofton.
Here.
Vice President Fierstein.
Here.
Council President Garrettson.
Present.
You have quorum.
Thank you. And now we're moving to the minutes of May 10th. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
And moving next, I will move it to the Chair of the Finance Committee, Councilman Cook.
No questions on the bill list, I'd like to make a motion to move the list.
There's been a motion on the second. There's been a motion on a proper second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Bonanno is excused. Cook.
Yes.
De Silva.
Yes.
Joyner is excused. Lofton.
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Moving to the ordinances, our first reading. Madam Clerk, if you can read it into the record.
An ordinance amending Chapter 88, Section 1 to change term and start date of term.
Is there a motion
Motion.
and a proper second?
Second.
Are there any questions?
Yes, Mr. President, I'm just curious, like this committee, where everybody is currently on the committee, will they be said and they'll have another 2-year term? What about that?
So anyone who is on the current board or any of the.
First reading,
current-
then public hearing.
If anyone's on a current board, they will have they will go through their entire term. It's only for the next appointment. Any other? Seeing none? There's a motion.
There's a motion by Councilman Lofton, second by Councilman De Silva.
Please call the roll.
Cook.
Yes.
De Silva.
Yes.
Lofton.
Yeah.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes,
Carried.
thank you. And we'll move to the second reading or public hearing.
An ordinance amending Chapter 291, Section 10, paragraphs A through J, overnight parking of trucks and or buses prohibited.
I have a big motion to table this item. That was a discussion with several council people that we still need a little bit more time for review. Is there a motion to table?
Motion table. Second.
There's been a proper motion and second on the floor. Please call the roll.
Cook.
Yes.
De Silva.
Yes.
Lofton.
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item, please, number 2.
An ordinance amending Chapter 188, Section 44, paragraph D to increase the fee for zoning permit application.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second. Council President, point of order, a motion to open public hearing.
Would you like to amend your motion?
Motion on the public hearing. Second.
There's been a proper motion and second. Please call the roll. Or all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And so at this time, we will open for a public hearing on this particular ordinance. And at this time, Mr. Rose, would you like to just again reiterate the highlights of what we are proposing and the ordinance?
Yeah, this ordinance basically is requesting to increase the fees. They haven't changed in a number of years. So we're increasing zoning applications.
Thank you. And this is our second reading. Are there any questions? Seeing none? Is there a motion to close?
Motion closed.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Is there a motion to move this item?
Motion.
Second. Please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein,
Yes.
Council President Garrettson, carried.
And now moving into the resolutions.
Resolution R 26-055, authorizing tax refund overpayment.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yeah.
Vice President Fierstein,
Yeah.
Council President Garrettson,
Yes.
carried.
Resolution number 2.
Resolution R 2656, authorization for refund of improvement tax only, block 1219, lot 16.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
There's a motion and a proper second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Real quick, I'm sorry, is this for the property that was, at fire?
Mr. Rowe.
I'm not sure of that. I would have to go back and check.
Yeah.
This code.
That's fine.
Conan.
Yeah, I would have to double check.
Do you want to, we cannot do this item. We'll come back to it.
No, it's fine, we can do it. I'm pretty sure it's the property. I'm reading it up here. Yeah, the one on Conan that unfortunately the family lost the whole house. And went into rubble right to the floor. And that's why the adjustment's being made. Now it's just the land, there's no structure on it until they build it home.
Mr. Franklin, would the fire chief be able to speak to?
In reference to the address is basically,
215.
215 Conan Street. It's just laying there.
Can I just remind everyone to please speak directly into their microphones?
Sure.
Thank you.
And tax collector's on vacation, so that's the other.
Yes, you can.
That's the house. So that is the one that's on fire, so it burned to the ground, and basically what we're doing is refunding the portion that relates to the improvements. And based on the resolution, looks as though they had paid their taxes in full.
Very appropriate. So there's been a motion and a second. There was a question by Councilman De Silva. At this time, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Motion was by Lofton, second by Cook. Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes. Madam Clerk.
Resolution R 2657, authorization for refund for exempt property 2526 taxes, block 1414, lot 28.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
There's been a proper motion and second. Any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein,
Yes.
Council President Garrettson,
Yes.
carried.
Next item.
Resolution R 2658, authorizing payment of accumulated severance liabilities, Christopher Shervignac, Fire Department.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
There's been a proper motion and second. Any questions?
Real quick, I just wanted to thank Mr. Christopher for his services. We appreciate it. We know that firefighters need to put their lives at risk when there's a fire, but we appreciate everything they do for our community. Thank you.
There's been a motion and a second. Are there any additional comments or questions? If there see none, please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson,
Yes.
carried.
Next item.
Resolution R 2659, authorizing payment of accumulated severance liabilities, Stephen Waters, Fire Department.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, any questions or comments?
Same thing. Thank you, Steve, also for your services, also another firefighter, 26 years. It's a long time, and risking their lives is definitely appreciated. We thank you.
Please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein,
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item.
Resolution R 2660, 2025 budget appropriation reserves transfer.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any questions? Or Mr. Puggy, speak to this item briefly?
Yes, basically what we be doing here is, we're transferring funds out of lines that haven't been expended in 25, so that we can cover some outstanding bills, mainly the utility bills and some insurance costs.
Thank you. There's been a motion and a second. There's been explanation. Any additional questions?
Are there any other lines going forward that might have extra surplus that we'd be moving later, or this is everything?
No, there are the other lines that still have balances in it. It's pretty much, we just, salaries and wages is pretty much done, so we moved most of the salary and wages to cover additional costs that we had. Utilities.
Thank
Good question, Vice President. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yeah.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item.
Resolution R 2661, confirmation of term zoning board of adjustment appointment.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yeah.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item.
Resolution R 2662, appointments to the zoning board of adjustment.
Motion.
Second.
There's been a motion and a proper second. Any questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item.
Resolution R 2663, resolution establishing the Hillside Youth Advisory Committee.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
There's a motion and a proper second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
This time I ask the council to look to the second packet with the two words on them. Again, with the resolution as a walk-on, is there a motion? I have Councilor Silva, you want to go first?
Yes, I motion.
Second.
Madam Clerk, do they need to read the titles?
Nomination to the council on the arts.
You have a proper motion and second. Are there any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
The next item, that would be Councilman Cook.
Just so the public knows, these walk-ons are all for nomination to all the boards that you guys applied for. We're here to see about that. Motion to accept the nominations to the Board of Health.
Second.
There's been a motion and a proper second. Are there any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item,
Nomination to a Senior Citizens Advisory Council.
is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a proper second on this particular resolution. Are there any questions, comments? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein. Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item. That would be,
Nomination to Recreation Advisory Council.
there's been a motion and a proper second. Any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item, please.
Nomination to Veterans Advisory Council.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any questions, comments? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Lofton,
Yeah.
Vice President Fierstein,
Yes.
Council President Garrettson,
Yes.
carried.
So what we will ask is if the residents have any questions about some of the appointments tonight, please come and see the council after. We will, you also post who's been appointed, nominated. We will have another process of this was nominations, so actual appointments will be at our next meeting. But all the members who were nominated will be contacted by the liaison from their council. And they will be talking with you between now and the next meeting. But we congratulate all of the appointees, and we do have another round that will happen at our next meeting as well. But we are excited about the nominations this evening, and we look forward to appointing going forward at our next. At this time, I would like to defer to our administration. There were a number of questions from our last council meeting. I know we have representatives here today, and just we're prepared to hear some of the updates from the last meeting. And then if there's anything outstanding that we did not hear, then the council, please, we can ask the administration. So we'll ask the business administrator to please update us on any updates from the last council.
Yeah, I think one of the main topics was around the rebound. We are able to send you guys a copy of the state and county order that happened in 2024. We also have a copy of the letter that sent out by the mayor requesting additional time and deferment. We did get a response back this afternoon from the county board requesting some additional information. Of course, it was out since 2024. It was expecting a timeline, so they requested us to submit the timeline as well as an updated report in reference to our installation. So we're working on that to get to them, and they will consider the delay or the deferment of the rebound as well as the order. Currently, the order is scheduled for the rebound to be on the books 27. My experience says that we probably wouldn't fit that anyway. So we're preparing the timeline to show the time which should we go according to the plan. One was you guys would have to pass the resolution to put it out to bid. Then we would go through a bidding process. And then we would engage rebound company. They will go out and do the rebound. Typically, from beginning to end, that group takes anywhere from a year to a year and a half. So that automatically puts us into possibly 2028 once they try to force us to do it soon. So that's a reference to the rebound.
Thank you. I know that at the finance committee, the chairman, Mr. Cook, yesterday also suggested that the council also very much in suit for following what the mayor was able to do. She did a very, very strong letter, but they did request for us to potentially also write a letter if that is helpful. So we are prepared to do that. So thank you, Madam Mayor. The council will provide a letter with all of our signatures regarding the rebound. I know that Councilman De Silva also last meeting did have a number of questions, so we thank you for your response today. I know there may be some additional comments and questions this evening. First, we'll go to Council Vice President regarding the revaluation potential in the Township of Hillside.
Just, did the county give us any deadline that we need to get back to them on between when they responded to that?
No, like I said, we got the email back this afternoon about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and it's just basically asking us for our projected timeline. So they do have a county board meeting coming before they consider to give us an extension or a delaying in the time. They wanted to get those things first. So we're gonna try to get it back to them in the next week so that they can make a final determination and get some clarity.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're not going to get close to any penalties that they may assess us for being late. At this point, it sounds like not, but I just want to keep that in mind as we go forward.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions from council regarding the revaluation process or the process that we are engaging in currently from the administration? Okay, can we go to the next item?
Sure. I know there were some questions around some of the development projects as well as the library. You have to see the library director, have come in. here. Might want to introduce herself as well.
We had all the directors and all of our key leadership introduce themselves, so please come forward. But do you want her to speak to the library?
She could stand up and introduce herself and she could chime
You
in.
can speak from where you are. Just project, think, because we want to make sure.
Yes, there's no questions at this point, but the library is on schedule basically to be completed in February of 27. We've been meeting every 2 weeks in reference to construction meetings. We Pretty much going according to plan. The contract there met this week. Payments has been being made, so it's moving right along. Just have a couple of things that's happening basically in reference to getting engineer in-house to do some construction management. Do have other professionals on the job.
So that's the library. Let's
The
move to the
library.
next development. project.
The other project basically in reference to the Bristol Myers site,
Right here on Liberty Avenue.
right on Liberty Avenue, 1350 Liberty Avenue. Basically, that project is pretty much ready to begin demolition. We did get a letter from them, an email from them that they expect the demolition to start in March and to be completed, no later than the middle of April. They were also on the planning board. I know there was one final resolution to move it to the next phase. So that project was we do have bid out for project for the Ramsey Street development, pretty much covered by grants. Again, we have RFPs out. It's due back on the 31st, so we'll be appointing engineers to look over the project.
This was the whole
Yes, this was the sinkhole.
sinkhole, yes.
And so they did the first phase of, curing the sinkhole, but then there's some structural things that need to happen there. And they're gonna redo the whole street, change the sewer lines and make it firmed up so they won't continue to grow the way they've been over the past years. PSCNG come out with poles. We had a couple scheduled meetings there. They canceled, weather reasons and other jobs that they. So that's moving right along as well. The pool project, as you know.
Central Avenue project,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, the,
or the spray plant.
right, it's a three-prong plan. The first phase was the spray park. It's substantially completed. We just had the process of doing the punch list. Should be scheduled to open this summer. And then the second phase basically is to go through the plans in reference to the pool part of it. And then the final phase was to develop the recreation house around it. So second and third phase, we're going to sit down with new engineers as well as ourselves to go over possibly tweaking some of the plan because it also has open air space money and it's calling for some changes in the plan that they require.
So we have potential open space funding.
Yes, there is open space funding. That's on the second phase.
And on the Ramsey Avenue, there was a number of state grant and a lot of.
State and federal grants that covering them.
And is there any additional development projects you want to speak on? Because I know that there may be a couple of questions from the council regarding.
No, if you have any questions, I'll try to address them.
So there were the four. Are there any questions on any of the four that were presented?
Yes,
You are acknowledged. Councilman Silver.
thank you.
So,
Mr. Brewer, the Bristol Myers, is that full demolition of the whole building or gutting?
Are they going to demolish the whole building?
Okay, so the full demo.
Yes.
In reference to the spray park, I know you guys worked on the punch list.
Yeah.
Was there any consideration putting rubberized matting where the sprays are? Because if a child falls and it's fully concrete, somebody's gonna get hurt, gonna get hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, I'll take that into consideration, but as it stands now, it's built the way it was designed. So we will, again, once we bring on engineers, we restrict them out engineers, then we'll get a more up-to-date report. And then if there's some items that we think we need to add on, that becomes a change order, see how we have to adjust it, point of safety purposes.
And just to again reiterate what the business administrator is stating, Councilman, a lot of these projects were not necessarily in the current administration or even this current council. So we are in the process of being able to hire new individuals who will be overseeing these projects. So it is important or prudent for these presenters, when we do get the new engineer, when we get some of the other projects, that we can have them actually in front of the public at some kind of capacity, just so that the public can see some of the actual initiatives and also give their feedback. I think one of the things that we're really seeking to do is make sure that folks are aware and also can see what is coming as opposed to after the fact. So thank you for the development projects update and your update on evaluation. We talked about it one more time.
Excuse me.
Was there any other additional topics?
Off the top of my head, no, I think we just discussed, some of the code enforcement concepts. And so we continue to work on reviewing all of the outstanding ordinances as well as enforcing, all the code enforcement.
Do you want to highlight a little bit, one of the items from the last meeting? We did talk about the commercial vehicles on the streets or in the driveways. Can you speak to that just a little bit? Because it is something that we're going to be talking about going forward, and it was a topic that we discussed.
Right, so I'll let the code enforcement, expert get in. Hold on, John, so
Good evening, council. Thank you, Mr. Ian. Yes, Madam President.
Can you just speak to, there was a ordinance that we were going to see tonight, that we tabled for now. Can we speak to the difference between the in driveway commercial and the street commercial? I think a lot of council members want just some clarity on the two, how we currently operate those particular, I guess, local governance laws.
So the ordinance under consideration this evening was for commercial vehicles parking on the street. That is a parking enforcement concern. If there's a commercial vehicle in someone's driveway, that's prohibited by township ordinance, that's a property code violation. So it'll be enforced by two different branches of our government with the parking enforcement. So the one tonight was strictly for commercial vehicles in the street. The one for residential properties, that has not been looked at yet. But currently, the township prohibits the parking of commercial vehicles and residential properties. That's the current code. But again, we're not obtaining that one. Now, there is a paragraph in this code for that as well. So parking enforcement is done by electronic tickets. There's a ticket print in the car. There's a ticket print in the car. Property code enforcement is written in the office. So we included that paragraph in this ordinance. Should a police officer see a commercial vehicle in a driveway, they can issue an electronic ticket to that vehicle. But the main enforcement for violations on the property is done by code enforcement. But that's just a catch-all. So it's like another tool. That's why we put it in that. But the main enforcement on the property vehicle enforcement, not parking enforcement.
Thank you. An additional issue that was, I believe you looked into was the food trucks. There were a number of questions regarding the food trucks on Liberty Avenue and also on private property. Do you have an update at this time for the council?
Yes. So I spoke with our director of health, Ms. Spivey, this afternoon, and our current ordinance for mobile food vendors was adopted in 1977. It has not since been updated. So today I did some research. I got an ordinance from Jersey City, Hoboken, New Brunswick. These are towns that have very, very robust food truck cultures. So I meet with the health director and look at those different ordinances and pick out the parts that work best for our township. One of the concerns right now is these food trucks close to brick and mortar restaurants. Many towns have prohibitions with so many feet. So that's why with the food truck right now. Our current ordinance does not have an enforcement mechanism, only from the health department side, as far as cleanliness and things like that, but it's being looked at. So I've been tasked by Mayor Hyatt to look at ordinances and what can be done to update them. So you'll see more and more stuff being updated, but our code book is very outdated. Our fees outdated. So we're working on it. It just takes time to go through everything, come up with something, the council explain. That's why it's taking time to do the research.
So what is the response? Understand that it was in the 77, but what is the current, what is it? Because a lot of people are concerned that the use of these food trucks that are parked there are unsightly. So what is the current, even though it's 1977, what is the status so that we can properly inform our residents when they're asking us, why are the food trucks parked there?
Okay. So the current ordinance, the enforcement mechanism is very clear. So I conveyed to the health director today that my plan is issue a code violation summons to the property owner for having a restaurant. Because truck is not mobile, truck is parked there 24 hours a day. They move the truck and bring it back every day, that's a mobile food vendor. So look at different approaches, we can hold the property owner accountable. We'll allow them to park on their property. But again, this just came to me this week. And although it's health department concerned, with one administration, so I'm working with Carla, based on my expertise, and come up with a plan to address it.
Thank you. So I'll send to the council to see if there's any comments on this current code enforcement issue. So,
Maybe I'll grab John while you're up here, just quickly. There definitely were complaints about the commercial vehicles, and I'm happy we're addressing that. The one thing, and I think the paragraph you're highlighting tonight, which caught my eye, which read that it's unlawful to park any commercial truck, in the driveway.
Yes.
There was someone who mentioned this at the last meeting, and I do want to be sensitive to people that use a commercial vehicle as their only method of travel. And if they have a truck that's labeled with whatever commercial entity they work for, it might create a hardship. Is there a way we can carve out for some of those people? We could do this at the next meeting. Permission to park if they have one vehicle, maybe cap it at one vehicle in the driveway. Just so
It is. So the concern is what constitutes a commercial vehicle. There is a way you can say, okay, the vehicle must weigh less than 4,000 pounds. It can't be more than 20 feet long. So it won't be a school bus, it won't be a Mack truck, it won't be a large dump truck. So you can put the prohibition there and make it one per household, but it can't be, she must be in the driveway. So you can look at having some degree of control in what a commercial vehicle is. I mean, you wouldn't want someone parking a tractor trailer with diesel fumes early in the morning, starting up. So that's all doable. It's at the discretion of the council. And also the public set some limits on how the truck must look and things like that. But whenever you do that, there's always a potential someone taking it too far. But you can have a clear defined commercial vehicle, because in the one town I worked in, we had a special provision for taxi cabs. That'd be a passenger vehicle, couldn't be a certain size and things like that, because my cab was my only vehicle, so to speak. There's ways to do it. I mean, if that's what the council desires, at the mayor's direction, I can look into something to draft for the administration to review, if that's what you're considering.
I'll do some research on it and find out what might work, but if it's okay, we can work together.
If the council, that's the council side. But again, some of these commercial vehicles are very, very unsightly. That's the biggest concern. And sometimes it's more than one, things like that.
thank you, Mr. Solo. I'll go to Councilman.
Okay,
Walker.
I got questions about the swimming pools.
Exactly, so the council, thank you.
So you said phase one, that's the sprinkle park.
Yes.
When will that open?
So it's scheduled to be open for the summer. So it'll be
This
open
this
probably before Memorial Day or by June.
By
Yeah,
June,
end of
July.
Yes, for sure, by July.
And phase two, the swimming pool, we're still working on that and that will be open this summer or
No, that's.
not this summer?
They haven't even started on that part of it. So that basically is in the phase of going through construction, and we're gonna review the plans and see if we want to tweak the plans, and then they'll begin construction.
So you're looking at next year,
Yeah, at best.
at best. All right, and another question was about the library. The
Yes.
library, you said it's gonna start this month? You said
But
March
the library already started. It'll be
Okay.
completed by February 22nd.
22nd.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other council members on any other presentations?
President, mentioned the kitchen was supposed to start on 1350 Liberty Avenue. So he knows it's going to be sent out to the people on Lawrence Avenue. What precautions are going to be taken, all the dust and stuff is going to be in the area when they start ready.
Yeah, a couple of things that should have happened, and we'll reach out back and make sure that the contractor, they should have notified everybody as well as abated for any road.
Thank you.
Sorry, one last question on the library and the pool together. Just the thought as we're going through this and the potential rebound. If there's a time to pump the brakes on this, and if we want to do that in terms of saving money and maybe not continuing these projects at this time, can we explore that if that's doable or we're past that point?
Yeah, we pretty much passed that.
That's not-
Library is pretty much funded 100%. Portion of that is grants. And then the spray park basically is completed and ready to go. The second phase, we can tweak, look at, but I don't think it has, there's no correlation between the rebound and projects.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Business Administrator. And again, one of the things we invite many of the committee members, when you do work with some of the council people, is to provide feedback on a lot of these initiatives and projects. When we go a little bit deeper into some of the ordinances, but we also talk a little bit more about some of the different issues that you see. So that is going to be one of the tasks that I'm asking all the council members as they work or lead some of the committees to work through some of these particular issues. So some of the code enforcement issues that you heard, it's not just the council people, but we will be engaging residents so that you can also give us feedback so that we can have some informative feedback to provide to the administration. Again, we do not do day-to-day. The council does not do day-to-day operations, but what we do is we inform through local laws or the ordinances, and that's what we're encouraging or engaging all of you to work with us so that we could actually make an impact on what we would like to see. So that it's not when it's already done, but that we can also contribute before some of the decisions are made. Some of the decisions that have already been structured, some of the development projects, it's a little harder, as Council Vice President has just asked, and you cannot just change them, but we can hopefully work with whoever the developer or work with whoever is actually leading that project so that we can do a little bit more information providing to the engineer or the architect or whoever is involved. But again, we did hear administration is meeting with the developers and meeting with some of the teams that have been putting these projects together. So again, Mr. Business Administrator, if you want to just reiterate that point just a little bit, because I think folks need to know that, yes, there can be community input, but some of the decisions were made, but we can have small input.
Yeah, I mean, most of the project that we discussed tonight is pretty much well into being completed or moving forward. The inputs tonight, will be some cosmetics things that we possibly do, but majority of them are moving forward. They pretty much funded. Ones that are not funded, yes, always readjust, pivot.
Thank you so much. At this time, if there are no questions from the council, I will actually entertain a motion to go into public comments at this time.
Motion to open public comments.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, the public may come before the council. You would state your name and address. Good evening.
Good evening, Arthur Kovitz, 327 Trinity Place. Good evening, council.
Good evening.
Mayor, Dr. Parker, how you doing? Clerks, good evening, Mayor. I didn't want to get and this is not against any public employee at all, because I have more respect for public employees, I am one, than anybody else. But I'm looking at this agenda, and I've been looking at them since January. I haven't said anything, but it seems like every meeting, the public and the taxpayers are getting less and less. Like, we're paying out accumulated services. As a taxpayer, and this has nothing bad against any public employee. But shouldn't that be on the agenda, how much it is? I mean, it seems like this year, we always complained about the last administration hit everything. It seems like now it's even getting worse. Maybe we can start putting this stuff on the agenda, who the people are, how much you're spending. These are things that we should know.
Thank you, Mr. Kovitz. Duly noted, we do keep track of the comments that are coming in, and we can evaluate that. The name is listed, as you did hear, Councilman, acknowledge some of the departments, but your point is received. Good evening.
Good evening, Cheryl Ski, 133 Bailey Avenue, Hillside. 3 points. The first point was on the 13th of this month, 2 police officers were called out to ask for movement because there was water damage, 6 trucks a few nights before that. And the individual who parks there, I believe was my neighbor who was someone who, let's say it's an issue. Because if you have 2 of your own personal cars on the street and then no one else could park, one in front of my house and one the other, the officers who came out that day were phenomenal. I haven't seen professionalism like that in a long time. That reminded me of old school. I've been here 50-something years in town. So on that day, you need to see the call. Jarosky did call because I was asking for my neighbors to move their vehicles so the work trucks will be able to park. My understanding from your officers were, I don't care if it's a work truck or not, you cannot block Bailey Avenue because of the way the street is. They need to park. So me asking my neighbor, ringing the doorbell to say, hey, could you move your vehicles? You have 2 of them every day parked on the car. Your officers should be commended, the 2 of them. They explained the law to me. They said, we cannot make anybody move, but if you had courteous neighbors, maybe they will move, go ring the doorbell. I tried that. Tried it before that, it didn't work. They said, we can't go back and forth. However, you must ask the ones who are gonna do the work to apply for a permit from council. I mean, not from council, from the Township, and block that area off when needed, because we can't literally make it. When I tell you, they reminded me when Kasudas and all of them were here. They were phenomenal. I said, wow. So let's give the police officers, young police officers. Issue of a service animal, and one of your officers was a female, I told them to call the police at the laundromat, because we had big bulky blankets and things. Phenomenal as well. You should have heard about that, because I told her to take it back. You cannot kick someone out because they have a service act, just because you're afraid or whatever. He was also amazing. That happened maybe a year or 2 ago. So that call should be reported. I'm so impressed with the Hillside Police and seeing them sitting places and even on Bailey or whatever. So let me hurry up because my time is, but I'm excited. The review of the handicap parking, I've called Ms. Harris several times. You all said from December you were gonna look at that because it hasn't been reviewed.
Your time is up, but
Something.
Your time is up, but you'll have to speak to, so it's not the council, it would be the chief, the officer.
Well, you all
Your
said,
your time is up, we did. So what I'm saying is, this would be the person, because it's not,
Okay.
it's not a council thing. You can come back up, but we have folks waiting, and you've actually expended your 3 minutes. You did.
okay,
Thank you. But the officer in charge is here, so he is the person you would speak to. So we did follow up. He would be the person that you can follow up. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
My name is Betty Bryant. I live at 175 North Avenue in Hillside. And I'm here this evening, thank you. I'm here this evening because I'm concerned about property at, I think the address is 747 Westminster Avenue. And it's adjacent to the what used to be the Third Westminster Presbyterian Church, but is now the Institute of Music for Children. It's an abandoned property. It's an eyesore. It's unsafe because transients are in there. And
And I should have the officer in charge here to hear this. Because I think this, we're recording it, but it's also a matter that, it's just a similar matter that everyone is speaking to. I don't want to take away your time. I know that I have, but I do want him to be inside just because of the transit issue. And that's a matter that would be police. So if you guys don't mind, if there's another matter, he's coming back in just a second. Is there
It's
another?
similar but related.
I think the officer in charge should hear it though, because that's a, you can always tell him, but since it's here, it would be great to hear it directly.
So we're actually looking to potentially obtain that property, which is what I was going to talk about. And Betty's really talking about the safety issue as a Hillside resident.
So I'll ask you, would you like to continue without the officer in charge, or would you like to wait till he returns?
I've said,
Okay, but you've done well.
okay, thank you.
So much so that it's now here he comes. So you might want to just give him a 30-second because I think you were very clear.
Okay.
And I think what you shared was important. So please, so we're having an issue. If you want to just, we'll restart
The property at, I think it's 747.
Westminster.
It's on near the corner of North and Westminster. It's an abandoned house. And a lot of times we can move them through the campus and it's a danger. Yeah. And we're concerned about it. Okay.
First I'm hearing about it. When you think of the first time.
Okay, thank you.
See, Miss Betty, we needed him. Thank you. Thank you. That's why we waited for you to come back. Ma'am, please.
Thank you.
Thanks for being patient.
Hi, everyone. I'm the Development Director at the Institute of Music for Children.
Well,
Thank you. Our property is partially in Elizabeth.
address?
Name, sorry. My name is Jennifer North, and I'm representing the Institute of Music for Children. Our address is 780 Salem Ave in Elizabeth, but we do have 2 lots that are located in Hillside. I don't have a block or lot number, but if that's helpful, I can certainly provide it later.
Okay.
So the property next door that Ms. Betty was talking about, 747 Westminster Avenue, it's been vacant 10 years. We did an Oprah request in 2019 to learn who the owner was. We've been trying to obtain the property since. We've spoken to 2 mortgage companies, and it's now in foreclosure process. So the owner and a mortgage company are negotiating to put it on auction, and the auction has been delayed until the first week of April. So I'm here to ask for a meeting, hopefully in the next few days with whoever can, and the support of the council to see if there's a pathway for us to obtain the property. We received a grant to purchase it. We've had entrance by the owner. We've done an appraisal. And unfortunately, the grant that we've obtained, auction is not an allowable process. They've also, mortgage company has raised the cost so that their minimum bid is well above the value of the property. The property's valued at $360,000 and it's over $450,000 now. That's the minimum bid the insurance company's taking. So we're here to express our interest on the public record to purchase or obtain the property in any way we can. And we're hoping the council can help us to find a path to own the property, whether that's through purchase or another means.
The path that I can give you is our business administrator who would be able to follow up with you. But it is good to put it on record so that the council, the Madam Mayor who's present, and also, the community, that we are aware of this matter.
Right.
But I would defer you definitely to the business administrator. We will stay in touch. We have logged the information. And
Great.
we hope to, engage in future conversations.
Because if it goes to auction, we don't know who's going to go there, how they're going to treat the property. So it's a continued safety issue. We have an open campus. We have kids as young as 5 years old regularly coming to the Institute. And in the summer, we have 250 kids on our campus. So it is, as Ms. Betty mentioned, a public safety issue. We can improve it, have an excellent purpose, and improve safety.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we will provide your information from our clerk to the business administrator to follow up
Okay, and can I leave some information for you?
with the clerk. Great. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Stephanie Saka, 1107 Salem Avenue. I'm here as a parent. The children attend Institute of Music for Children. I'm here in support of that. I know they've been trying really hard. We have a lot of multiple buildings on that campus, but that particular area would really increase the ability of the Institute to impact the children in our community.
Thank you for sharing. Have a good evening. You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, good evening. My name is Cornelius Clark.
Wait, sit down. Wait, the clerk, can you say it one more time?
It's Cornelius Clark.
Thank you.
Yeah, I reside at 525 Rose Street. I've been a resident here for some 9 years. Just coming to say that I'd like to meet with Fire Chief and Madam Mayor. I'd like to offer my services, Fire Life Safety Director, as well as Emergency Management Certified. There's a lot of grants that can be given to this town that you guys may not be aware of. So that's what I wanted to offer, meet up with them to explain. So if you want to go into the next level, That's what I'm offering was.
And so I will reintroduce.
Thank you so much.
I will reintroduce you to the business administrator as well. Mr. Clark, your first point of contact would actually be the business administrator, so make sure that you actually connect with Mr. Fahim Raouf, because he oversees not the mayor, he oversees the directors. They work together, but Madam Mayor has a team. And so Mr. Raouf would be your first point of contact, and then he would be able to assess how to then engage you with the fire chief and Madam Mayor. We'll make sure you connect at the end because the clerk has recorded your information. Thank you for coming. And next, how you doing? And welcome.
Hello, good evening. My name is Bill Bolton, Williamson Avenue, Hillside, New Jersey. I know this month, March is Women History Month, but I like to use my time to honor my wife. She didn't know this was coming, but very brief. In 2016 August, I was diagnosed with kidney failure, and she took it upon herself to donate her kidney to me. I'm standing here because of her. And also March is Kidney Awareness Month as well. And I know I reached out to the council. I just want to take the time to, thank her for that. And I'm not taking away from any other woman that the city has honored, the township has honored. I just want to take the time for myself to honor my wife, Natasha Wilson. Thank you. She did a very unselfish act. At the time, my son was not even 1 year old. He was maybe months, and she was pregnant with twins. So I have 3 boys that are actually 10 months apart. I know that's hard, but so that's all my time. Thank you.
To ask my question now. Hi, Latasha Wilson, 217 Williamson Avenue. I have a follow-up question regarding the re-eval. I understand that you're submitting a deferment, so I wanted to know, I just want to go out to 27, 28. Does that mean that once we get to those years, it's going to be an automatic reassessment at that time?
Yeah, basically what I was saying, the way it stands right now, the order was for it to be on the books for 27. And so we're probably behind schedule, which means it probably won't happen for 27 if we stay based on the order. We're requesting more additional time. Council is also going to request additional time, and that may push it out even further. That's the outside. If the order stands in the state and the county tells us we have to do it, then yes, it'll probably begin in 27, but won't be completed until about 28. And so if that happens, then it will go on the books for 28.
And my next question would be, I understand that previous administrations prior have been able to delay it because we haven't had one in some time. So is it possible to submit the same language?
Well, this clear up, it hasn't happened in a long time, only in the sense that the order just came in 2024. The last reval for Hillside was in 1998. A lot of towns throughout Union County, it's been a long time. So I think I was looking at the list the other day, and go onto the Union County Tax Board and I'll show you the ones that, how long we've been out. So we're doing everything we can. So there is no model to use the same language. So from that standpoint, but if everyone, we're trying, pushing everybody that we can to push it out.
Okay, I hope y'all understand the importance of doing whatever is possible to delay it as long as possible, because that would be a significant increase for everyone involved, especially the seniors on fixed income, especially with the utility crisis that we have now. So I hope everyone, but the last thing, was the pool. So I know it's been an ongoing thing, but if it's gonna cost us more in the long run, it's better to get scrapped, because it doesn't seem like it's something that's gonna come to fruition for any years to come.
Well, yes and no, in the sense that the spray park of it is already completed, so that's done. Cost is pretty much in place, that's ready to get paid in full once we get out the punch list. The second phase basically is the pool, because it's gonna cost somewhere approximately about $2.3 million. Out of that, we have a grant for 1.7 million, within the balance that has already in capital account already. So that is pretty much paid for as it's constructed. We don't anticipate to increase any costs to the residents in that project. The third phase, those dollars are not there, which is something that we have to look at and see if it's feasible. So that's why we want to look at phase 2 and 3 to see how we can change it to make it more effective, as well as to give the community what they were requesting. At least that's been our supposed to be on that. It's supposed to be or replace exactly what it was and put it back to what it.
Thank you.
Everybody, my name is Amber Smith, 127 Bailey Avenue.
Well,
I just have a few concerns. I want to know what kind of regulations we have for our Airbnb hillside. We have, on my block, we have a home that 20, it sleeps 20. We have one side of the street parking, and we're already fighting. So, those other neighbors, we're already fighting about our parking spaces. So when it comes down to 20 people being able to go in, you should see this place is out of control. My next concern is on Maple and Bailey, we have a gas station. From my understanding, the doors are left open all night long, and there are people roaming in and out all night. I think that's about it for me today.
So what we will do at the next council meeting, we actually have a number of identified properties, and if there are others that residents are aware of, you can either inform the clerk and or do the administration, some of the Airbnbs, because it's something that's under investigation, not just even on your block. I think that there's a number of questions, and also the properties that are under LLCs. We do know that we have some investigations that are currently going on. So give us a little bit more time. We did bring this up at the last council meeting. We need a little bit more time, but we'll make sure that that's one of the first topics we bring up. So whether we welcome you back next time, and or hopefully you'll watch. But we definitely know that that's a growing issue, and it's one that we have to address with our ordinances, because there's a number of different iterations of how folks are doing with that. So we have it under investigation.
Thank you.
And so we just will make sure that we do know the address you provided. If you see any others, let us know. And we'll inform the administration to do their additional investigations.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You as well. Good evening.
Good evening, Councilman and Mayor and my residents of Hillside. Faye Ryerson, 72 Hillside Avenue. I have a couple of questions. My first question would be, do we have an ordinance on the record regarding, owners having dogs and maybe cats, but more so the dogs that are just running around the streets and having their little poops on everybody's lawn and not being on a leash? Listen, I'm trying to keep my curb clean and the dog is here pooping. I don't know, maybe that's something that enforcement could reconsider. And then to piggyback on what the young lady was just talking about. I did mention it, 69 Hillside Avenue. I took pictures this time. We really should consider talking to these LLCs or these people because they have individuals come and clean and then put the garbage out. So my day for pick up garbage, you put it out on Monday and they pick it up on Tuesday. Garbage was out there Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. So I understand code enforcement probably don't work on weekends or whatever, or evenings, but it's just something that, we should consider. That's it.
Thank you. So again, we'll note this for our next meeting. So as you saw, we got updates, so we'll ask the administration to provide updates for the next meeting. Thank you. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Paula King, 1462 Hiawatha Avenue in Hillside. First of all, Mr. Excuse me, I need to talk to you because I feel like they're going to tell me to talk to him anyway. I would like to ask you two things. Well, I'm advisory committee for the recreation. Two things I would like to discuss with you. I know you were talking about the pool. First of all, to open up that pool, you do need a decent bathroom to open it up for these kids to go to the bathroom in a little hour. Second of all, I've been complaining with the administration that, how do you have what we call swings and stuff at a park? Every park has seats for the parents to sit there and watch their little kids play. This is the only town that has, at the recreation that I've asked, for the seats so the parents can sit down and watch their children. I am one that have a granddaughter. I'm a senior, and all these seniors, when they have something, they have to stand there. The kids is crying to want to finish playing it, and the grandparents always got the kids. The grandparents want to sit there and watch their children, and they can't because we don't have no benches. Where do you go and see that there's no bench? The rest of the ones in Hillside have benches, but the recreation do not. And I've been asking, please, you put money for the pool, but we definitely need a seat for the children. That's for one. Second of all, I would like to, for the DFW, I'd like to also say to them, I have asked a lot of times, asked for things. We had a sinkhole. I pulled up and I do appreciate they came right out and the next day and fixed that sinkhole. So we do have a change in here in Hillside. Because usually you will wait a month, 2 months, 3 months, but I made that phone call and they were there right away. But that's one thing I do have to say about that. Second of all, I have to ask, I guess I should ask the recreation, but it's on the agenda. What is a recreation youth advisory committee? What is that?
It's not a recreation youth advisory.
I mean, youth advisory.
Well, we have a senior advisor, so we need to also tend to the young. So what we're looking to do is try to engage some younger folks. One young man stand up. Actually, he was probably one of the youngest applicants for our committees this year. I was very inspired by him. He is a freshman, I believe. What is the college? NJCU from Hillside. And in talking with him, we recognize that his population would like to have some representation. So he wrote up a proposal and shared it with a couple of the council members. And so we developed an advisory committee for these.
That's all I have to say. But I would like to hope that, yes, also like to say, finally,
But your time is up. Your time is up.
Congratulations, yes. We finally have a home, advisory committee, recreation. We have a home now. We're here in our home and not at the Board of Education. Thank you.
Please, next. Good evening and welcome. Thank you. Annie Davis, 15.4 Morris Place. Question. I believe at the last meeting that the mayor said that there's no open. Okay, but
with code enforcers, I think that on my block, Morris Place, the businesses that are there, usually the trucks doesn't start pulling in until like 6 o'clock. So that's about the time they start, they get off from work. So that's when the trucks are on my block. I would love to have all of you come and walk Morris Place. I believe you know Morris Place. I know you played on Morris Place. Every time I talk to Menza, all I hear from Menza is how they played in the back of my yard in that open field, how they play football. It's a shame that I cannot sit on my front porch without seeing trucks and garbage. I have pictures for y'all, but I want you to come and walk Morris Place. I've lived here 48 years. I've paid my taxes every year, never been late. And now I have to sit here and look at garbage, TVs, refrigerators. The garbage is lined on the side of the house. I shouldn't have to look at that. I should not have to look at cars and trucks parked halfway on the sidewalk. If I wanted to walk my block, I have to walk in the street to get to the side. I shouldn't have to. The LLCs that own those houses there, they never come and cut the grass. They don't do any of that. All they do is collect that $4,000, $5,000 a month from those 15 to 20 people that's living in the house. Which I think it's just an accident waiting to happen. There's no way you can have that many people in one house that's supposed to be a one-family house. There's no way. And we have to stop letting this happen. We can't let these LLCs come into Hillside and do whatever they want to do. And then you forget about the people that's been here paying taxes for 40, 50 years. I shouldn't have to live like this. And I can't afford to go anywhere. They called me, wanted to buy my house, but when I told them $1.5 million, I had heard from them. They haven't called me back.
We don't want you to go anywhere. But again, you do know that at the last meeting, we did, start documenting, and you heard again tonight. So we will ask for an update at the next meeting. You know that this is not an issue. It's also on my block. So we all are experiencing an uptick in these LLCs, but we will look for an update. So thank you again. Thank you for the passion, and really quickly, Councilman.
Give me a minute.
They are vehicles also.
What's your address?
1544 Morris Place.
And you have given us a charge.
What just happened? Did you?
Our mics have gone down for a second, so just try to.
Wait, I need the mic. It's not gonna pick up without him. There's still power. We're back.
Okay, we're back.
Just a minute.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for coming out, Hillside. My name is Sim T. Whitaker, 4th Ward District Leader. And I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to sit down and take notice of everything that was happening. You guys did a really good job. But those Airbnbs are filling us. There's roughly 28 that I understand, 28 homes in Hillside that are Airbnbs. There's 28 homes. So can you imagine the amount of people that are coming through our township that we don't know? I live across the street from an Airbnb. Airbnb right across the street from my house. They come out, they smoke reefer, they cuss. They come in, they bring a bunch of people in, 25, 30 people come out to a party. Okay? And then people have the nerve to talk on the wrong side of the street, and they stay there. They stay there on the wrong side of the street, and leave when they get ready to leave. These are some of the things that we need to address in Hillside. We need to get, I'm reading into this, but we need the police department to step up. Okay, you step up. I've seen police cars drive around cars that are parked in the wrong direction. And I haven't said anything. I wasn't gonna say anything today until we start talking about the Airbnbs. They're really hurting me. I live across the street, and I'm nervous when I see these people come over because I don't know where we are. And my wife, we have to go places, come back. Hopefully the house is gonna be okay. So that's why I'm here today, and hopefully we get something done with that. Thank you, Hillside.
So we do know that we will have an update on the Airbnb. Hello. Yes. So we will have an update on the Airbnbs, but we have an officer in charge to speak to what is the process if a car is parked more than 48 hours. I think it's something that we need to restate because a lot of times people just don't know what the process is in town.
Yeah, so there's an ordinance to say.
Can you use the mic, please?
I said, everybody here?
Yes.
So the ordinance states a car can't be parked on the street more than 48 hours without being moved. So if there's a car that's been parked for a significant amount of time, just call the police desk, the non-emergency number, 973-926-5800. We'll come out, mark the tires, we'll punch a CAD number. If it's still there in 48 hours, you give us a call back, we'll come back, issue a summons and tow the vehicle.
So we can't do the back and forth from the audience, but again, what we can do is after this moment, we will, you can talk to some of the people in the audience regarding that, but thank you for the update. And another.
Good evening, Nameen Davis, 478 Cognac Street. I wanted to go back to the spray park. I just want to understand, is this the cost for the children to attend the park? The spray park was open for anyone, like the membership?
So we probably haven't got that far yet. There was a fee for the former pool. There was a pool commission. We're under an assessment at this time to even look at the structure that used to be or what's coming. But again, I think we have to look at what it will be, as we all don't know yet. We know there's several phases, but we're not there yet. We are looking to possibly have under the recreation or one of the committees working with the administration to determine what is the best structure. We don't have that set this time. So it would be premature to discuss it, but it most likely will be a fee because it's always been a particular asset in the municipality.
Okay. Then I also, I'm concerned about potholes, especially in, like, I made Thoroughfare and Central Avenue. So has the city or started to think about when we're gonna start eliminating those potholes in town? I know I've seen signs that the state is in progress in doing potholes, and I've seen other neighbors like, hey, we're helping out DPW, and what are we doing in town?
We're doing the same thing. And I don't see the director from
Right, he's out sick today, but
DPW, so I'll refer to the business administrator.
so the potholes that they have begun. So they have, be going out, filling potholes in several areas. They focused on the major ones that we got reports on. But if you have a pothole on your block, you can just call DPW, give them the address, and then they'll put it on the schedule to get out to it.
Okay. Someone had also mentioned that, because I didn't have this sheet, but they were talking about the payments that they were going through the resolution.
Yes.
But when I went online, I saw you had minutes, and they do show in the minutes the check amount. So that might be helpful, if the person wants to go back and go to our township website, they can find a little bit more detail there.
Thank you for a question and a solution.
One more question. What are those RFPs on our website? Is that related to you all trying to find new engineers and new programs,
Correct.
Yeah. It's the business administrator, but yes.
The RFPs, yeah, represent requests for proposal. And there's various services that the town go out for RFPs. So ones you see out there for engineers, there's some attorneys involved, real estate appraisals, title insurance, health insurance.
And those things are related to the projects we have ongoing that you all are reevaluating.
But the projects, our general operations, so we don't we don't do all the services in-house. And so we hire professionals to come and assist us on all. You're welcome.
Hello, Janice. Hi, how you guys doing today? Janice Caldwell, 140 Baltimore Avenue. First, I just want to thank the mayor for the letter. Thank you guys for hearing the voices of the people and sending the letter to the state to try to get a postponement on the assessment. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. My first question is the blue ribbon. This weekend, I got videos and I got so many calls. Okay, the quality of life over there is important. The homeowners' lives over there is important. What is happening over there is interfering with the homeowners and their quality of life. We want you guys to really look into it and do the best you can to make changes over there for the people that's living over there. Last administration, they sent countless letters and, you know, asking for help through the police department, and they got no service. So people are concerned, and they want you guys to step up and make change over there, okay? The third is the pool. A lot of residents want to be involved in the pool. Even if we can raise money, because they want something different over there. In the pool section, they want the pool to be able to bring in revenue also. Excuse me, you guys have a cold, that's why. They want the pool to be able to bring in revenue. They want something different. A lot of residents are saying that that was a concrete project. The spray park, it's not moving them. Okay, it's not doing nothing for the town. A lot of the residents say that when they walk past that or they drive past that, they think about their money, how their money was wasted on that project. We want to be involved in any big projects in the hillside, especially when it concerns our money. Give us an opportunity to participate in this pool, the new pool, that area, and even in the library. Give us the opportunity, let us know, and give us a chance to speak up on this. And if we can raise money to help make this project successful, where more residents in Hillside, families, they can go and enjoy themselves and also bring money into the town, that's what we want. Okay, thank you.
We did get the development updates. Are we prepared this week to do a update on Blue Ribbon, or would you like to do that at the next house?
I mean, we can give you some updates. We're fully aware, you know, the activity over the weekend. We did take copies of videos. We reached out to the police department, and he may be prepared to address. We did talk about creating an action plan to try to address some of the issues. So I don't know if you want to speak a little bit on it.
Sure. Okay, so obviously, as the residents in that area know, the Blue Ribbon has been a source of a lot of chaos, turmoil. It's been a thorn in their side for a period of time. How's that?
Much better.
Back in December, I met with the owner and the management of the Blue Ribbon, and we sat down and we developed an action plan. The biggest part of that action plan was to change their promoter and bring in a different crowd. As you guys can attest, every night at closing, throughout the night, we had the area saturated with police, and it really didn't slow anything down because the clientele just really didn't care that we were there. They had no respect. So, I ran a CAD search this week, and as of January 1st, once this action plan was implemented, which included a new promoter, the establishment agreed to hire people to come out and do a police call and walk up and down Woodruff, South Long, and Hollywood Avenue after closing, make sure there's nothing left in the street.
They hired police officers for a couple of weeks, and it seemed to have worked. Our calls have gone down dramatically, with the exception of a couple parking violations, which have been addressed via summons issued and vehicles towed. I believe that this weekend's fight was an isolated incident. However, we're going to approach it back to where we were before the beginning of the new year, and we're going to keep the area saturated and make sure that the residents of that area have a good quality of life that they deserve. I have family that lives in that area, so I take this very seriously. But I do believe that that was an isolated incident. There's an establishment that sells alcohol. Things are going to happen. We were there within seconds of it happening. We had a car in the area. We were there seconds of it happening and we took action. So I would just advise you, if you guys see anything awry, whether it be a parking violation, a crowd that's a little loud, give us a call and we'll be out there within seconds.
Thank you.
Amber Smith back again. Amber Smith back again. I wanted to know what is going on with the cleanup on Maple Avenue from the fire.
So that was another one of the topics that we brought up. So we'll have that at our next council.
Okay. And then I have another concern. I've been calling the health department for a couple of days now. I have a neighbor who has a feeder in front of her home. And it's feeding everything.
What's a feeder?
So it looks like a chair, but it's short. It has two bowls in it. It has a bowl.
Oh, feeder.
A feeder, yes, it's feeding everything. We have all kinds of things. I don't know if everybody's in the fight that I'm in, because I'm fighting mice. You know, so to feed them on a regular basis.
So the health director is here. She's not aware, but she's now aware. So we'll make sure that you connect.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Who's gonna get here first? Right or left? Right or left? Thank you.
Okay. Every voice is almost gone. But good evening, everyone. Alina Mitchell, 1431 Maple Avenue. And you know, when we keep talking about these houses with all the people, there is a difference. We don't have rooming houses in Hillside. And that's what people are making these into, rooming houses. And they would have to go and get a permit to be a rooming house. Hillside doesn't want a rooming house. The ones Airbnbs are actually, if it's a true Airbnb, it's good. Because these people, I know one of my friends, she has one right next door to her house. They'll have a group of golfers that come in. They may spend $3,000 for a week that they stay there and then they leave. But we've got to identify if these are rooming houses, you can go tomorrow and put everybody out because they're not legal rooming houses. And we've been talking about it. But I think it's something really easy to solve. Either you're a rooming house or you're an Airbnb. And I think you have to be registered for both. Am I correct?
So it's gonna be again a topic at the next council meeting,
Yeah.
but I think it's all being recorded. All of these comments are being recorded and well received. So thank you.
Of course, we really need to, put a stop to this because we've been talking about it for 5 years now.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Val Mayo, Voice of the Voiceless, 1424 Liberty Ave. I have some questions and concerns. My first question is who's responsible for the agreement to sell the Bristol Myers property without a guarantee of low-income senior housing being a part of the agreement? Because when those people first came to talk about buying Bristol Myers, I'm the first one said, are you gonna have senior houses at a discount rate? And I got a yes. Whatever point it changed, it never came out in the public that the town agreed to housing when we asked for senior low income. And I want to say, I don't know how true it is. I heard Randy or someone on Facebook saying every town is supposed to have low income housing and senior housing. So could you check into, is Hillside supposed to have low income and senior housing? And who signed off on this project for Bristol Myers? When initially I heard the people say, I asked them when they came out, will there be discount senior housing? And the answer is yes. Now I heard everything's market value. What's that doing for the seniors? Market value. Okay, so I had other issues, but I'll let that go. That's one of my main issues. Any comments? Anybody?
Well, you gotta give it a second. I did say, the business administrator is gonna respond.
Yeah, who's responsible for that decision?
Well, I mean, it was a process that went through, in the past administration. So we heard the project and, we will basically review the agreements that were signed.
It's like a breach of contract. They come here.
It's not, you gotta just let them.
I'm sorry.
Right. So, we will review it and also meet with the contractor to verify if they anticipate to do it in housing and or affordable. And actually, we'll encourage them to come and present to the community.
Because I've been pushing for senior housing for a year. When Mensa was here, I told him to buy Bristol Myers and make it into a senior complex. So I wish the town would do something to help us out.
But this particular developer, remember, they're not required to own, just because they own a property doesn't mean they have to. I mean, just like if you have a home and you say, well, we're gonna force you to paint it one color or another, there is an owner of that property. However, some of the details of what was promised, that is questionable, but I do believe that we should wait for the engineer to come on board. We should have a presentation and have a clear understanding with the developer, because he has come before the planning board and others to present in front of the community, because we don't want to just hear it after the fact or see it once it's built. But the developer has made commitments to come and communicate what is being developed. So I think that we should wait for the new engineer to come on board. And then from there, have this conversation. It's going up soon, but there's still a little bit of room, and we have logged it to make sure that we can address your questions and others. So I think that would be probably the most prudent thing to do at this time.
Yeah, because promises were made and we just want to see if they're going to keep them.
But some of them also were not with this administration. So, but we will circle back. This meeting, we got a small update. We did learn that we're having a new engineer. So we need to first get that engineer on board who's going to assess and be able to come present to us. So we will get an update as soon as we have the people on board.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Ms. Bell. Good evening, you're welcome.
Good evening, Michelle Hunter, 1485 Hampton Terrace. Can you hear me? Okay.
Get a little closer to the mic.
Okay, so the first order of business is that usually between 4 and 5 a.m., I am being awakened by a rooster. So it was initially chickens, so I don't know where they went, but now it's a rooster. So if someone would, I'm pretty sure that's illegal, right? Outside.
We have the health director who's here present, who's also recording.
Okay, so if someone can come, get the rooster, I'd appreciate it. The second order of business is on the corner of Compton and against Bellevue. There's maybe about a few feet in, there's a huge tree. And they have put caution tape around there, and it's been like that since last year. So I'm trying to understand what we're doing with that, because the sidewalk, I guess because it's an issue, because the sidewalk has been raised so high that they put caution tape around, but nothing has been done. So is the township responsible for removing that tree?
So we've logged it. We'll have to look into it, and we'll have an update at the next meeting. Unless the business chair, are you prepared tonight for that item?
No, I just made note, we'll have
We'll have
to go out,
someone
take a look
go.
at it, we determine whether it's a township tree or it's the resident, and we'll take action. That's it.
Okay, yeah, it's huge. Thanks. So, and the Last thing is kind of about, I think that we talked a little bit about it at the last meeting. And I wasn't able to make the zoning board meeting, but with this Bristol Myers project, my concern was about the tax abatement. So since they were not able, I don't think we could completely answer that question, but so they've been giving, I guess I want to use the word grace for 10 years that they don't have to pay taxes. Is that true?
Well, they have to pay taxes. It's called a pilot, which is a payment in lieu of taxes. So they do make a payment. The payment is reduced than what the taxes would have been in a normal situation, only to try to assist in making the project viable. So there's stipulations that comes with that agreement. And then there's a step up over time.
Okay.
So, but they are paying taxes. So the land itself, they have to pay 100% of the land tax.
Just the land, not the.
Now, the building, they will pay what they consider, what we call a pilot, which is payment in lieu of taxes. And what happens there basically based upon a financial formula that they had presented up front. So they already know exactly how much that payment is going to be.
Okay, so my last concern about that is if there's really no control over who actually is moving into that building, if we have a certain amount of children that move into that building, what is that going to do to our school tax? And if the money that you're, what you just mentioned that you're collecting, is that going to cover the school tax, or is that decision, whoever made this decision, going to now be an expense for us?
So it works in a couple of different ways. The school tax doesn't get impacted. Whatever tax the school is getting, they will continue to get.
So what we should do with this particular issue is I do believe that there are a number of questions surrounding Bristol Myers. I would ask the administration if we could schedule or perhaps bring the developer back to see, it wouldn't be at a council meeting, but determine what would be the best course of action. And I don't know if the attorney, but what would be the best way for us to have this discussion? Because I think there's a number of issues from Ms. Val, from Ms. Michelle, and a number of residents who just want answers and clarity. So why don't we park it for a moment, because I'm hearing a lot of different questions, and let's come up with a solution of when we could have the developer or whomever. I was suggesting the engineer, but perhaps we can have their engineer. So let's come up with a solution for having a presentation on this project. Would that be suitable? Yes. And you can keep us accountable.
All right, thank you.
I think we have one more for the last one. Good evening.
Good
Welcome.
evening, everyone. Mr. Lewis, 80th Street. Can you hear me? Am I talking loud enough on the microphone? Yes, I'm great. So I wanted to just offer a solution for the food trucks, because the current area where the food trucks are parked, I ride through Hillside very late, twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And the area currently where these food trucks are at night is congested. It's a mess. It looks like a hangout spot. It is not the ideal location for these food trucks. In this economy, everybody wants to make money, and I don't want to stop the food trucks from making money, but we need a better location. So once all ordinances, all laws, whatever is put in place, can we offer maybe having them stationed at the central pool where there's more parking? The area is highly patrolled by police, and there won't be as much congestion. Is that something that we, to kind of be fair for everyone?
So as mentioned this evening, we did put this on the agenda last time. So we did hear a little bit about just the datedness, but we do have the administration recording some of this feedback, and we will look for some type of solutions, because we did start the conversation last time. I know you sent a video also, just the heightened attention and the fact that you do have a number of the directors present. We can also perhaps patrol the area a little bit more, but also what's the actual solution? We will have to have
to determine what is it going to be, the improvement from that 1977, was that the correct year, the 1977 law? So we are going to look at a solution, but at this time, we do not have one laid out, but we have started the process 2 weeks ago. So you got to give us probably one more meeting to see if we have something tangible.
And I would also like to say thank you to DPW because I did send a picture of 3 garbage bags that were left in the parking lot right next to the food truck on Monday morning and Monday afternoon. When I came from work, the bags were removed. I don't know if they were there put by the food trucks. I don't know, but it is disgusting. It's an eyesore, and I just want to say kudos to DPW for handling it very good.
One last issue I want the administration to log. I know there was a letter that came in about Bellevue Terrace, just for next time. I believe there was an outdated issue that was started, but it didn't conclude. So if we can just deal with that next time with some of the other issues. So at this time, seeing no other public comments, is there a motion to close public comments?
Motion to close.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so now we're going to move to council comments, and I will start with Councilman Long.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to see everyone here. Some of my old friends and my new friends. I just want to say, everybody have a blessed night. Get home safe. Thanks for coming out.
We'll go now to Councilman Silva.
Yeah, once again, good evening, everyone. I just have a couple of comments in reference to the library, the spray park, and the pool. Most of us, at least for myself, I was not here for any of those projects. I'm learning about these projects as we go along and some of the updates. And I do have additional questions, which I will have with administration and when the development comes back in on some of these projects. As far as the Bristol Myers building goes, I have a lot of questions for that one, but that's something I have to handle internally with our group because it's not something I can speak about in public. Also, I know that our team here has talked about not only the tree the young lady spoke about, there's a lot of trees throughout the city or throughout the township that need to be looked at, that are raised sidewalks, and like our business administrator said, we have to determine whether they belong to the city, to the township, or it's the homeowner. And at that point, then I guess we can start addressing some of those. And the last topic is Blue Ribbon. Blue Ribbon's been a hot topic, I think, for like 8 years now, before I got here, now that I'm here. For those of you that don't know, I live on Baker Street, which is pretty far away from where Blue Ribbon is. I've had residents from that area call me. I have 2 of them show up my doorsteps with videos in hand. So if I live next door, I'd probably be just as upset as they are. I just think that that's something that we as a council have to look at. A determination has to be made how we move forward, because it's unfair to the residents who live there to either have to deal with somebody fighting at 3 a.m, or somebody's in their driveway parked, or bottles left behind, or put that pressure on the police department to handle, which I know the police department is willing to take on that task, the challenge, to make sure that those neighbors are safe. But I think we have to take a step further. I think we have to look at this really closely to see how we move forward. That's all I have.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Councilman De Silva. And next we'll have Councilman Cook.
So I'd like to say thank you all for coming out. I appreciate all your feedback. And just to follow on Mr. Silva about the blue ribbon, that's been a problem for a while, and I appreciate that we have an action plan. But we've got an action plan for 8 years, and maybe it's time to face consequences and repercussions. You know, in other towns, when they've had these issues, they put drunk driving checkpoints somewhere near the establishment. And it's funny how people stop coming after 5 or 6 people get stopped at night. So maybe that's something we want to consider when it comes to the Airbnbs and boarding houses. But Mitchell kind of stole my thunder because at a residence sent me a picture. Most of these are boarding houses. The woman had a bed in the room side of the closet in the bed, so a twin bed took up almost the whole room. That is an issue you have to look into, because if there's a fire, we're going to get a new something. We don't want to be 20, 25 people dying in the fire. And but now on to good things. I want to thank Ms. King of the Advisory Recreation Committee. She's kept that committee alive for 2 years when we had to meet in parks or wherever we could meet. So I appreciate all the work she does. And Back to the family, everyone. I want to congratulate the mayor and all those that planned, BHM event that was over at the community this weekend. It was well attended. It was a great program, so thank you for that. And also, on that note, there's going to be a Women's History Month event, September 28th, 2026, at the community center at 6 o'clock. They're going to be showing this movie about the 688 for Women's History. So just come on over, bring your kids. We got popcorn there. Except popcorn. Well, y'all know what I mean. Excuse me. March 28th, 2026. So bring the kids, everybody bring a chair. Don't bring a chair, you everybody can stand. March 28th.
Thank you, Councilor. And next, we will go to our Council Vice President, Durstein.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks again for your comments. We take these very seriously. We try to get back to you as soon as we can with some action results. I will tell you that some of the things we're doing now, which I just want everyone here to be proud of, is that we are engaging the community in a huge way that has not been done before. A bunch of these committees that we're doing tonight and getting the citizens to participate in is brand new. This just started, and we had over 80 people. We had over 80 people try to get involved, and we've done interviews for them, and it's been amazing. So I just want to say we're revitalizing or renewing that whole process. And it really creates a great environment for the community to get to know each other and to get to know the town in a very different way. And I'll just say I've had the experience this past week of dealing with some less than friendly text through Facebook and accusations. And what I've come to realize is that there's a culture divide that we have in Hillside. And while Hillside is very, very diverse, one of the things which I was talking about with the council president is working on a culture awareness of all the different cultures we have here, and to really appreciate what we have, because there's clearly fear and anxiety around it. And it's something that I think we can solve, because it is a beautiful thing that makes Hillside very special. So I hope we look forward to this. I hope that everyone participates as much as possible. And this is a work in progress that, again, we're very happy with, just having all the directors here and the mayors here to hear firsthand from everybody else. We haven't had this in 8 years. This is a big deal. And you can see the impact you make when you're hearing this firsthand. So thank you, everyone, for coming. I know it's time. And with that, I will close. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Council Vice President and council members. I just want to really say thank you to all of the residents this evening for attending. We sent out a call for our over 80 members of our community and counting who wanted to get involved. And tonight we were able to take that step forward to nominate several individuals. You can contact the clerk. We will be sending out the confirmations tomorrow so that you know who's been appointed. And if you have not been appointed yet, don't worry, there's still a couple of very important committees that we are going to be appointing all at our next meeting. So all the appointments will go forward at our next meeting, but we had to deal with some structural dynamics that we wanted to address in our ordinances, maybe not back to 1977, but we really want to make sure that Hillside Township is current when it comes to governance, when it comes to engagement, when it comes to engaging younger generations. We want to make sure culturally, but also intergenerationally, that we truly have a voice for the community members in Hillside. And no one of any age can contribute to what we're doing. So we are excited this evening to see so many people. We really want to keep it up, but we truly want to make sure that your voices are heard. So we look forward to all of the advisory committees and committees that we have. We do look to work with the administration to have them here in town hall or on a township property. So you will be in touch, or you will hear from some of the council members of where your meetings will be held. We will also be looking to hold additional communication efforts with some of these key issues that we're hearing. So one of the things that the council we're doing is we're tracking a lot of these issues. So when we come back to them, it's not because it's happenstance. We're working with the administration. We had our first finance committee meeting to really look holistically at our budget planning. So we will be coming back to the community. There are a number of issues that we need to address, but this is not the time for us to wait till someone else handles it or put the blame on someone else. This is our responsibility as a community, whether it's the revaluation, whether it's our budget, whether it's looking at whose responsibility is our town. It's our responsibility. So with that, I would like to thank you all for joining us this evening. We've done a pretty good job with the timing. So we welcome you back at our next meeting in about 2 weeks. And thank you again to my council and to the community, the directors, Madam Mayor, all of the administration. Have a blessed night. Is there a motion? All in favor? All right, thank you. Okay, a little.